Felicitous greetings, fellow fanatics.
Welcome back, one and all. I'm Adam the Fanatic, and today we're taking a look at 30XX, a Mega Man X inspired roguelite by Batterystaple Games. Without any further ado, let's dive in. Before anything else, I suppose I should address the game's predecessor, 20XX. I do have it from an Epic giveaway. I never beat it, did play it a few times, and it's pretty similar in execution. Still, I've put a lot more time into the sequel and actually beat it, and it's not a story-driven series anyways, so you don't need to play the first game to enjoy this one. In 30XX, you'll take on the role of Nina or Ace. Nina is strongly inspired by Mega Man, especially X, while Ace takes after Zero, but it'd be unfair to leave it at that. Like the X games, all characters in 30XX can perform a dash for an extra burst of speed, as well as perform a wall kick that can be used to ascend vertical surfaces. As you defeat bosses, you'll gain new special weapons you can use in future stages. Unlike Mega Man, there's no weakness cycle here, but each still has its own uses. Weapon energy is limited, but enemies sometimes drop it at random, allowing you to use it fairly liberally. Nina fires shots at long range, which can be charged up to perform a more powerful blast. She can also fuse special weapons together, allowing one weapon to gain the traits of another. Ace is your aggressive melee attacker. He comes with a beam saber, but there's a fair variation of other weapons he can obtain to replace it, not unlike Zero's weapons in X7 and X8. Each weapon has its own special attack that can be learned in addition to those from defeating bosses. I must confess, I did have trouble playing as Ace because every time I tried to play as him, my mind defaulted to Zero. This caused a lot of extra damage when I would forget that Ace cannot double jump. This isn't a flaw in the game itself, I fully admit the fault lies with me, but if you're just coming off of playing an X title, it can definitely cause some confusion. There's also Delta, an unlockable character that switches between their weapons. I did actually get around to trying him, but the idea is that by rapidly switching between range and melee, he maintains higher than usual damage. There's also a fourth character that's purchasable as DLC, Dally. Dally fires various forms of rapid mid-range shots. Additionally, every time she connects with an attack, she builds up energy for super attacks. They might not be as hard-hitting as the name implies, but they're still more powerful than your typical special weapon, with the catch being that they can't be recharged by picking up energy. As a roguelite, level designs are randomized. Each of the 8 bosses does have a unique theme to it, and there are different obstacles that are assigned to each of their stages. The levels are scaled so that when you take on a stage earlier, it will be easier, including the boss of said stage having a simpler version of their moveset. But as you go on, enemies will hit harder and take more damage before you can defeat them, so you're not just steamrolling them as you power up. Character progression is more RPG-like, though tied entirely to items, of which there are 2 main types. Augments can be equipped without limit. They have a wide variety of different effects, some simply giving you simple stat boosts such as increasing HP, speed, or attack. Some offer trade-offs such as the glass cannon, which boosts your attack at the cost of reducing your maximum health. Others might make drops more common. Then you have repros, which act as pets, flying beside you and offering various support, usually through various forms of firepower. All of those fall under the umbrella of augments, but you also have armor cores. Armor cores each belong to one of 6 armor sets, each with its own theme. You can freely mix and match armor cores from different sets, or even equip multiple cores of the same type. However, you are limited in how many core points of armor you can equip at one time. They can be swapped freely in the pause menu, and you can upgrade the number of core points you have through augments and other means. Augments and armor cores alike are gained in a wide variety of different ways, though the 2 most common are through shops, where you can spend bolts to buy items, and through glory zones, optional challenges which will grade your performance, allowing you to choose from a maximum of 3 rewards depending on how well you manage to perform in them. Sometimes this will be based on speed, other times it's based on avoiding damage. And regardless of how well you do, you can only take 1 item at the end. Improving your performance increases the number of options, not how many rewards you get to take. Of course, the light part of the game is that you'll be able to collect Memoria. After you finish a run, usually by dying, you'll be able to spend Memoria on permanent upgrades at the memory index before starting a new run. These can be used to increase your starting HP, energy, or bolts, make items appear in shops, unlock a one-time use auto tank to save you the first time you would otherwise die in a run, or even allow you to jump straight to the final level. Good luck with that! Eventually, you'll also gain access to Titan Shards, which allow you to boost some of the memory upgrades even further than before. Presentation-wise, the game looks great. Sprites are clear and vibrant, and character designs are well detailed. Each of the boss characters has a fun design as well. While you can clearly see the inspiration in some of them owing to the Mega Man X series, they don't use this as an excuse to be lazy. Enemy designs are all unique and full of life. There actually is a fair bit of story in the game, but it's presented more through collectible logs rather than through dialogue, allowing those who want to lean more into the action to skip it entirely if they wish. Either way, it's not worth going into a plot analysis section for, but there is a fair bit of lore to read for those who care to do so. All in all, 30XX is a fast-paced game that takes no shame in showing its inspiration, but it's still clearly a creation all its own. While the main characters seem like X and Zero clones at first glance, playing the game will show you they definitely have their unique quirks. While the basic controls do feel very similar to the Mega Man games, the actual progression is quite different and allows it to shine on its own. As is the norm of roguelites, you're likely to die a lot before you finally succeed. You'll need to learn which items best suit your playstyle, and of course, the various boss patterns. I tend to take on the bosses I struggle with earlier, so they're not as powerful when I challenge them, but perhaps you'll prefer to avoid them early on so you have more upgrades. Either way, there's a fair bit of variety in the game, and that's not even touching on alternate modes, such as daily challenges or the custom level designer. If you're a fan of action roguelites, you really can't go wrong with this one. In conclusion, I find 30XX to be worth of a respectable 8.2 out of 10. 30XX is currently available for PC via Steam as well as the Nintendo Switch. If you're interested in purchasing or learning more, links are included in the description. But what about you? What do you think of 30XX? Which Mega Man inspired games do you enjoy? If you have any questions, remarks, or opposing points of view, leave them in the comments down below. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell. And if you really enjoy my work, please consider funding my channel on Patreon. Until next time, farewell, fellow fanatics. Thank you again for watching. I have plenty more to share with you if you're interested. You can click up here above my head to subscribe to my channel. You can click over here on my monitor to see the most recent video that I've worked on. Or if you prefer, you can click up here to open this mysterious vault and see what video that the YouTube algorithm has picked just for you.